Ladies and gentlemen, today is Friday, April 8th, 2016. My name is Jake Baldino. Welcome to the Untitled Friday Gaming News Show. I want to talk about some cool video games this week, starting off with the PlayStation 4 Firmware update. This is 3.5, and it comes with a doozy. Remote play, finally, the thing that everybody has been talking about that we love on Vita, all 6 of us. Yes, now you can finally stream your PlayStation 4 console gameplay over internet to a PC or Mac, and it's okay. In testing, it works. It's just, how playable is it? It's 720p. It doesn't always look so hot. And, the latency is there. It is a thing. If you're on a local network, it's probably the best. But overall, it's a cool thing. Is it a novelty? Not quite. On my Vita, I use remote play a lot. I would run raids in Destiny and stuff like that. But are a lot of people going to use this all the time? I don't think so. But is it a cool thing to have just in case? Yeah. The newest PS4 firmware update does add a few other things like some social updates and support for 4TB hard drives. Now the PS4 software will detect 4TB hard drives properly, but the problem is that there's no 4TB drives with the 2.5-inch form factor that fits into the PS4. So just, you should know that. So don't just go out and buy a 4TB hard drive immediately. Do your research. That, along with a few other little hidden features that they sneaked in there, including the return of USB music MP3 support. And this is big for me, the ability to disable the screenshot notification when you take a screenshot. That's huge, because sometimes I like to take rapid fire screenshots. So if you are playing with this firmware, let me know how it is. Let me know how it's running in the comments. I also linked a link to this story in the description below, as well as everything else I talk about today. But we gotta move on with something that arguably I think is like the most freaking exciting thing. This is a leak. It popped up on GAF. It popped up on a few other places. Polygon said that they have sources that can confirm it. There is apparently a new God of War. It is God of War 4, and it centers around Norse mythology. There is a bevy of images and concept art that leaked online, and some of it looks really impressive and really cool, but ultimately, let's be real. Let's get to the money shot. Boom. Right there. Look at that. That is like a Viking Kratos. The concept art actually refers to him as Kratos. So Kratos is in the game with a beard and an axe. So my question here, is this a new interpretation of Kratos, keeping the same name for marketability? Or is this continuing where Kratos wanders over to another place and finds himself in a new timeline and a new place? Because that would be kind of weird and dumb. How do you guys feel about this? God of War has been an interesting series because number 1, I think it's really good. Number 2, I think we didn't need any more of Kratos' story. It's kind of over with, even though they left it in 3 with a cliffhanger. I feel like it will be really weird for them to take Kratos and pop him in a new place. I hope this is a new Kratos, and maybe that's just a placeholder name. But we really don't know. We don't have any concrete information yet other than these leaks and rumors, but it's exciting.
You don't want like a God of War version of Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, where he just gets dropped into different things. And he just starts murdering
Yeah, that would be great. Kratos kills Jesus. And you guys remember that newest Metal Gear Solid remake titled Shadow Moses that I really hyped up, but was totally shut down by Konami? Well, they're back with a new project, and Konami is apparently letting them do this. They're taking the environments that they designed of Shadow Moses, Metal Gear areas, and making kind of like a virtual VR and first-person gallery, featuring fan artwork and cool music and stuff like that. And they're going to release this for people to walk around and basically appreciate the legacy of Metal Gear Solid. And the biggest thing here is that they somehow got David Hayter to voice Snake for this. I don't know exactly what he's going to be doing, maybe just some voiceover work or some narration, but he's doing Snake's voice, and that's weird. They did release a little trailer for this, and the trailer is kind of nice. It's got some really, really great Metal Gear music, and they also have released a little demo area of the first part of the game, where it's the opening of Metal Gear Solid, and there's some fan art you can look at and just check out the graphics, and it's awfully optimized. The screen tearing is so bad. Check it out for yourself, though. We've been getting a lot more information about Gears of War. Is it called Gears of War 4?
Yeah, it is.
No, it's called... Is it really?
Yeah.
Remember they were just going to call it Gears for a second?
No, it's Gears of War 4.
Damn.
Gears of 4.
Gears of 4.
Gears of More.
Gears of formerly known as Prince. We have been getting a lot more information about Gears of War 4, and I gotta say, I'm actually pretty excited. I forgot. I get really hyped for these games. The thing here, what we got this week is box art. And it looks like Gears of War box art. Surprise, check it out. The thing here, what I really, really like, and what I think is ultimately going to set this new Gears apart and make it a Gears of War for the new generation, is the fact that the main character is just a guy wearing pants. He's got pants, he's got a shirt, the girl's got a hat.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's different. They got clothes. I don't know. I like it. We've gotten way too into this episode without talking about anything PC, so let's talk about Counter-Strike Go. The thing here that had people up in arms over April Fools was a prank by a YouTuber that tricked people into spending ridiculous amount of money for no reason. It's a little complicated if you don't play CSGO, but this YouTuber McSkillet did a prank video where you could trade skins, and like it ended up being ridiculous, and it ended up like on average every player spent about $15 for this shit. And by the time CSGO's in-game market fluctuated, it totaled out that players spent like $40,000 on weapon skins and knives. All just because of a little April Fool's YouTube goof. So basically the moral of the story is don't trust anything you see or read on the internet. That includes me. No, you could trust me. And of course, I gotta talk about this because some people really kind of go crazy for it. You know, the PlayStation 4.5 and all that talk and how Xbox might be doing it too. Well, here's the newest rumor / leak / thing. A bit on a LinkedIn profile of Microsoft visual designer David Garner pointed that he worked on something called the Xbox Next. The Xbox One and Xbox 360 is also listed, so this Xbox Next, what could it be? Could this be a 4K Xbox? I don't really think so, and honestly, by the time we're talking about this, maybe there was an update, maybe he took it off his profile, maybe it was a typo. And honestly, I don't know where Microsoft's head at, because while PS 4.5 seems closer to being a sure thing, Phil Spencer has went back and forth. First, he said an upgradable Xbox is something they're exploring, but now he's saying, he kind of walked it back, saying he doesn't want to do an Xbox 0.5 because it's kind of like a waste of people's time, and I don't know what to think here. I know what a lot of you guys are probably going to say, don't deal with this console shit, just get a PC. Yes, I just saved you from commenting that. You're welcome. And since we are talking about PC, let's talk about this thing that Main Gear sent me. They sent me their Shift model, the highest end model. This thing is absolutely crazy. And just a disclaimer, they sent it to me to try out and test and see what I think. I'm not being paid to say if I like it or not. Here's the deal. This thing is freaking crazy. It is rocking 3 980 Ti's, an 8-core Intel processor. The thing is a absolute monster. It's got actual like automotive car paint on the case. It is huge. The problem is that when it starts up and sometimes when it works hard, it is really loud, but it's a crazy machine. This thing is like over $3,000. We fired up The Witcher 3. It runs insanely well, but this is the highest end of custom build. Despite a few little weird issues here, using this thing was really awesome, but of course, this is the high-end model. The lowest end model, personally, I like building my own PCs, but if you're the type of person that doesn't want to do that and is willing to spend the money, seems like Main Gear has a pretty good experience for you. But that's just how I feel. Now let's move on and talk about Zelda rumors. This next Zelda for NX or whatever it's going to be for, the newest rumors on the street, I don't actually really have a link to this or a source because it's just kind of popping up on Twitter and forums, but the word on the street is that it is going to actually be releasing for Wii U and NX like people said, and apparently Nintendo is going to make a big splash for this new Zelda at around E3. That's when we're going to get the big reveal of what this game really is and when we're actually getting it. And the two other big things I heard that I think is really cool is that apparently all characters in the game are going to have voice acting except for the main character because you're Link. Link doesn't talk. But the thing about Link is that apparently you're going to be able to choose between a male and a female.
Link talks.
Link does not talk.
Yeah, he does. You ever play Wanda Gamelon?
Fuck you, Tom. I kind of think if you could choose between a girl Link or a guy Link, the internet is going to burn down. But that's just me. Like I said, this is all hearsay and rumors and confirmed, but like by secret sources and stuff. But it sounds pretty cool, so I thought I'd bring it to your guys' attention. What do you think? And since we are talking about Nintendo, I do want to talk about Miitomo. It released, and I immediately wrote it off as bullshit. But it turns out it's kind of fun and stupid and awful, and it's just a dumb little social network. But it's Nintendo, and it could type in curse words and make the little me guys say shit and ass and fuck. And I like it. Am I the only person using it or not? I don't know. Let me know. Also, did you guys see this guy that modded a Game Boy with a Raspberry Pi that makes this Game Boy essentially play any Nintendo game? He modded this thing. He drilled in a Raspberry Pi to make this thing run emulators of Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, stuff like that. And I need it. It's really cool. I actually started to think I could do this because I have a Raspberry Pi that I never actually put together. But then I realized I'm stupid. But it is really impressive. He did release a video of it. He didn't really provide like detailed instructions on how he does it, but it's just really impressive. Sometimes that's my favorite part of the show, just highlighting people making cool stuff. Oh, and by the way, if you're on the East Coast in the United States, PAX East is in 2 weeks, and I'm gonna be there. So if you ever wanted to try and kill me in real life, you finally can. No, but seriously, I'm gonna be there on Saturday and Sunday, so if you see me, please say hi. Validate my career and existence. I'm probably gonna do a meetup or something. I'll post the details on Twitter or Facebook. Follow me over there if you haven't already. But I'm also going to be doing a panel about social media and like working in the video game industry. So if you're trying to get into the game industry, whether it's like you're a YouTuber or a game designer or whatever, check out this panel. It's at 3:30 on Saturday in the Arachnid Theater. It's gonna be a blast. And if you come, I will kiss you. I won't kiss you. Also, you guys know the deal. Every week we do a free game giveaway. There's a link down below. You click it once to sign up and enter. You're entered forever. And then every week I go in and pick a random winner to win a free game of their choice. This week's winner is... Congratulations, you won a free game. You're the best. I'm also the best for giving you this game. And most importantly is that we're expanding these giveaways soon. So keep your ears peeled. Keep your ears peeled. It's been a quiet week, but we have a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, what are you playing? You playing Quantum Break? You gonna be playing Dark Souls 3? I'm playing it right now. It's pretty hard. But let's talk about the stuff that happened this week. PS4 firmware. You playing it? Does it work? Did it brick your console? Hope not. Do you think Microsoft and Xbox are gonna dick around and make an Xbox 2.5 or not? And no Zelda NX rumors. Do they sound like bullshit? Do they sound real? What's the deal? And also, did you get scammed by that CSGO prank? Let's talk about that all down in the comments. I'm gonna be there. I'll be on Twitter and Facebook, in the comments, everywhere. Let's talk about video games. But that's it. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic weekend. Clicking the like button, helps me out, helps the show out so much. And subscribing if this is your first time here is a great idea because we put out videos every single day. I'm here every Friday. I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.